I've talked about Dan Harmon a lot on this channel as someone who has had a lot of influence over story structure and over writing. And he's somebody I look up to in that regard. But I don't think the only advice he has for us is around story structure. I'm going to show you a clip from his podcast, Harmontown, where he's talking about writing television. But I want to suggest to you, listen to what he says and replace television with YouTube. And this was meaningful to me because as I've been making YouTube content, I find myself very often kind of asking myself, what does the algorithm want? I think the point he's making here, and I think is probably a good point, thinking that way creates terrible, terrible content.
So there's no such thing as a bad idea. The worst kind of idea that you could have is the thing where you start thinking like, oh, this sounds like TV. This will make a good TV show. You're going to do that by default because you love TV. You want to write good TV. You're going to always second guess yourself and be like you're going to always be filtering things through like, oh, and then it would be like a TV show if I did it like this. The way that you make good stuff is by restraining that. You have to like force your TV loving, structure craving, self-loathing, nothing inside my head deserves to be on television brain. You have to force it, actively force it into the non-televisable realm. Go like, what is the memory that I have that is so fucked up it cannot be, it doesn't go near, it's too boring, or it's too pornographic, or it's too bloody, or it's too sad, it's like where it's just too like personal to me. It doesn't make that much sense. And try as hard as you can to not let that get filtered through that other part of your brain, which everyone has anyway. That's the unremarkable part of your brain that like turns it into Gilligan's Island, like which is a great show. But the person that created Gilligan's Island wasn't like, I'm going to try to make a show like Gilligan's Island. Like that was a like weird byproduct of them. Who knows what they were thinking.
Sherwood Schwartz, right? Like his thing was like he made TV. It's like, I'm going to make sure that people will really have to watch. Like he would do anything. He didn't care about the rules at all.
In this next clip, first of all, he almost chokes on what he's drinking, but he's okay. He survived. But I think the really important thing he talks about next is overcoming that part of us that doesn't want to be personal in our content, because ultimately you're saying stuff that is going to connect to a select audience. And so you connect to that audience not by trying to be the next Mr. Beast or I don't know who's another YouTuber, that Logan guy or whatever. You don't find your audience by trying to sound like those people, but you find your audience by being as personal and relating as much of your direct experience to the audience as you can. And that's what he talks about in this next clip. And I think it is really important for creators. And when I say for creators, I mean for myself. This is what I need to hear and listen to more.
There have been many, many attempts since Gilligan's Island to make shows about a group of people stranded on a desert island. And they have all sucked.
This is the part where Dan dies, and it's very sad.
I talked while I was drinking and went down the wrong pipe.